Ndlovu, and I'm a proud riser, as we call ourselves, and also a member of the Provincial Leadership Collective. Sorry for starting late. Thank you for your patience in that. We appreciate your time here today as members of the media, and as we know, the media plays a very critical role in not just our politics, in our economy, and just the lives of South Africans. Without you, as members of the media, many individuals, many families, many communities will not know what is happening in their society and in their country. And we hope that as you join us today, you'll get to understand more about Rise Mzansi, why Rise Mzansi, how Rise Mzansi, and we're hoping to answer many questions that you have, and especially just to take you through what Rise Mzansi means to KZN and what we will do for the KZN political climate. I'd like to just share something that is in the manifesto, but my leadership will share more of that. But it's something that resonated with me and made me join Rise, and not just join Rise, but become an active member of Rise Mzansi. We rise for Mzansi today. South Africa's constitution is the central pillar of our values. Freedom. South Africans fought hard and paid dearly for political freedom. However, freedom is more than the right to vote. True freedom means being free from all forms of oppression. It also means freedom to pursue happiness and prosperity within a system that is based on human rights culture. And our other values, which can be found on page 6 and 7, and I'd like you to read through them. You all have a copy of the manifesto, are equality, integrity, solidarity, and justice. But to tell us more about who, why Rise Mzansi, especially why Rise KZN, I'd like to welcome and introduce Hlongwane Mhlongo, who is the provincial convener, and may I add, the highest ranking position in the province. Thank you.
Like Mrs. Anela has said, I will give a brief overview of the msebenzi that we have done in KZN, unpack a bit of the challenges and issues that we've come across in the province. I am the provincial convener for Rise Mzansi in KZN. So today, Rise Mzansi in KZN is excited to give a snapshot of the work that we have been doing in the province. Over the last year, we have worked hard to build a team of South Africans in KZN who want to build an alternative that is inclusive and that can be credibly provide solutions to the complex issues that face the residents of KZN. KwaZuluNatal has shown that whilst it is plagued by many of the socio-political problems affecting South Africans, it is also a province with unique problems and opportunities. Today's briefing will showcase the work Rise Mzansi in KwaZuluNatal has already managed to do without being in public office, but most importantly to relay the messages of the people in KZN that we have encountered in every single event, every gathering, and every dialogue that we have held in KZN. The question is often asked, why the need for more political parties? The need for Rise Mzansi exists is the reality of a country where political parties that exist have exhausted public confidence, have eroded the trust in the political system, and have divided South Africans. This is not what the majority of South Africans want. And Rise Mzansi was and is a necessary intervention in our political system to cater for South Africans like me. South Africans who are patriotic, South Africans who believe our country still has much to offer, and importantly, South Africans who want to be involved in building this country rather than breaking it down. This is always hard work, but it is also necessary for every single one of us to be able to play a part in fixing the country. It is necessary, especially when you see the potential of provinces like in KZN. Leaders who are not invested in and inclusive society for everybody, for the opportunities for them to be able to live a better life, is what we are dealing with in the province of KZN. Ngiyamalana phambi kwenu, but I am not alone in doing this work. I am joined by mostly young people who have volunteered their time and their resources to build iRise Mzansi in KZN and in Iningizimu Afrika isiyonke. From Ejozini, Empophomeni, KwaMaphumulo to Mhlongo, we have found passionate activists in all regions of the KZN. As Rise Mzansi in KZN, we have been working with communities to show that our vision for KZN is one that would be safe, that would be prosperous, equal, and united. Our contributions to the Rise Mzansi People's Manifesto are a culmination of many dialogues with the people of KZN and what they wanted to see in a political party. So abantu abaningi banokusibuza ukuthi manje nixoshwe kuyiphi inhlangano nina as iRise Mzansi. And a lot of people are always curious to find out amaphi amagama amakhulu now. iRise Mzansi was started by abantu abayibonayo iNingizimu Afrika ishabalala phambi kwamehlo ethu. So we don't have big names, we have ordinary citizens on a day-to-day basis who wake up and make the decision of saying, ngizolungisa kancane kancane size sifike la esifuna ukufika khona siyiNingizimu Afrika. This is the kind of work that we have done with the Rise Mzansi in partnership with communities, in partnership with our supporters, and in partnership with our volunteers. This work includes a sports tournament that we have hosted in Mlazi, KwaMhlabo Lingana, Ladysmith, Espingo, naseClermont. We have hosted town halls namai dialogues, KwaDozenhoek, Olundi, eMkhomazi, iseNtuzuma, iseNanda, iKwaDukuza, eMandeni, iSphingo, Bluff, Mhlanga, Msunduzi, Thukela naKwaNongoma, but to name a few. We have donated where the provincial and local government in the province has failed. We stepped in to deliver disaster relief packages to imphakathi that were affected by floods and fires in Ladysmith, eTongati, Kennedy Road informal settlements, as well as Estatefield, Laiga-Disikhona, Izolo. KZN communities, which were previously ignored and forgotten by the government of the day, were cared for by iRise Mzansi. Our volunteers have been involved in renovations of amakreshi across KZN. Most recently, we ran a fundraiser for Ifeva Mzansi Kresh eSemandeni, where we donated educational materials for learners whose access to education was limited due to the government turning a blind eye. Our cleanup campaigns, Ahlanganisa Imphakathi, have been a source of us to be able to connect with communities, but to also empower the localities that exist within our community. Whether it is the CBD, whether it is the townships, whether it is our beaches, we are constantly complaining about the dirt and how the country and the province has deteriorated. So part of how we commit and connect with communities is to make sure that we are present, one, but to also highlight the issues that best matter and are most important to them. All the work that iRise Mzansi has been doing across KZN has been a result of answering the calls of communities, but has also led to the direct inputs into the People's Manifesto, which we are actively championing and taking to the people. Leading up to the People's Manifesto consultations and leading up to the manifesto launch that we had done a number of interactions with Imphakathi. And again, for us, it was important ukuthi sifika siyiqimbilishe singaqhamuki sisitshela abantu ukuthi nazi izinto ezibalulekile kubona. These are the solutions as a political movement that we want to put forward. But we spent months on the ground engaging Imphakathi, understanding ukuthi from umsombuluko to isondo iziphi izinto ezibalulekile and that affect them. And that is essentially led to a People's Manifesto that we have right now. It's a document that we are extremely proud of as iRise Mzansi, but it is also a document that abantu abahlala KZN as well as iNingizimu Afrika iyonke should be extremely proud of. KZN as a province has no leadership, whether in our municipalities or provincial government, which has failed to govern effectively, create an environment for economic growth and jobs, provide access to opportunities for the many jobless people who have been shut out of the economy. Many of the Rise Mzansi leaders organizers and volunteers like myself have decided that the time has come for anybody who cares about this province to get involved in preparing and rebuilding it. I, Nongululeko, am a mother. I am also a wife. So what we choose to prioritize as a country matters to me. And for many people like me, it became very clear that unless I was prepared to help, to actively get involved in the province in which my kids and others could have a real future, I was unlikely to ever feel that I had done enough to create a lasting future. Though we have done much in KZN already, we continue to invite civil society, to invite amabhizinisi, academia, and patriotic South Africans to join us in KZN to ensure ukuthi province yethu is prosperous. As Rise Mzansi KZN, our immediate goals would be to arrest the decline of omasipala bethu, to foster a growth environment for the KZN economy, to introduce a tourism recovery plan to take advantage of our natural resources, to work with business community to create jobs and opportunities, to introduce a water plan to address the water crisis in more than half of KZN's municipalities, establish a disaster management center plan to equip all KZN municipalities to adequately identify, prevent, or soften the impact of disasters which have become prevalent due to climate crisis. Rise Mzansi is building a modern political movement and organization of patriotic South Africans. We believe 2024 is our 1994, and we have our sights firmly in representing the people of KZN in provincial legislature and government to bring about the change that this province urgently needs. As we gear up for the upcoming voter registration weekend, our work continues. And we invite the people of KZN to join us across the province at our many events where we will be sharing with them what is possible if we remain and imagine how our political futures can be. Again, this goes out for every single community that has walked with us in this journey thus far, to the media houses that we have interacted with and have constantly been curious in the work that we do. Sinbonga kakhulu, and again, moving into voter registration weekend, we will continue to reach out to as many South Africans as possible to ensure that the vision of South Africa is collaborated in, and we make sure that we're able to come up in 2024 and deliver the country that we deserve to live in. Ngiyabonga.